Hello again. Mark McElroy from Patriot Electronic Security Systems here. In this video, we're going to discuss the topic of wired versus wireless security systems and the pros and cons of each. It's important to know that if you ask 5 different people in the security alarm business their opinion on this topic, you'll probably get 5 very different answers. There's probably no right or wrong answer regarding this topic. Valid arguments can be made for both sides. But I feel that I back up my opinions expressed on this video with some basic common sense. And if nothing else, this video should give you some things to consider. Things that you might not have thought about otherwise. Also, due to the nature of the topic of this video, I really don't have visual aids or examples to show you in the course of my presentation. This video is done in more of a discussion format. But try to bear with me. I'll keep it short, and I think you'll get good information by the end of this video. Now, moving on to residential burglar alarm systems. In my opinion, nothing beats a hardwired system for reliability. With that said, I also believe that wireless systems have definitely found their place in the industry. For my own home, I have installed a system with over 50 wireless zones. It works flawlessly, and I sleep very well at night knowing the system is armed and monitoring the house. Now, before I was in the alarm business, I was a computer technician for 15 years, and I have a lot of experience with wireless network technology in that field. And though it has come a long way, wireless networking in the IT field is still not ready for mission-critical applications. To this day, we have clients that come to us to convert their business's wireless network to a hardwired install due to slow speeds and drop connections. Wireless technology in the alarm field does not, I repeat, does not suffer from those problems, mainly because any of the quality wireless security systems in use today does not use the crowded 2.4 gigahertz frequency that most wireless computer networks use. Like I said before, I have over 50 wireless zones in my home, and each zone needs to report into the control panel with an attendance signal every 4 hours. If one zone does not report in, my panel alerts me of the problem with a message on the keypad. I have yet to have a zone not report in. 57 zones in use, and not one has ever failed. Ever. Now, the reason I decided to go wireless in my home is my home has a finished basement and 3 finished floors above that basement. Imagine running wire to 57 zones on 4 finished floors in a home where all the walls are already up. I would have had to turn my house into Swiss cheese with all the access holes I would have had to cut. Alarm installers, we're not magicians. If you're going to run wire in your walls and your walls are already up and finished, chances are you're going to have to cut access holes in the sheetrock or plaster to get to the studs, fire breaks, and sole plates, just to drill holes in them to create a path for the wire to travel through. Now, there are special tools that we utilize to run the wire through the walls that make the job a little easier, such as magnetic wire pulls and long flexible drill bits. But access holes are almost always going to be a necessary evil. And remember, all those holes have to be patched up when you're done. What does that entail? Well, first you have to patch and spackle the hole. Then you have to wait several hours for the spackle to dry. Then you have to sand the patched area, which creates significant dust. Then, of course, you're not going to want to leave the patch unfinished, so you're going to have to paint it, which undoubtedly means applying a first coat, letting that dry, then a second coat, because one coat probably isn't going to cover. Then, when you're all done, you may still notice the patched area because you might not be able to match the paint exactly. And this has to be done for every access hole you cut. Anyone trying to sell you an alarm system probably is going to do their best not to discuss the process I just described to you. Can you blame them? If that whole process was included in their sales pitch, there's a very good chance that you might decide the job's not worth doing. In fact, make sure you ask any salesperson talking to you about a home security system Who repairs any access holes made during the install? A lot of companies have in their contract that you, the homeowner, is responsible for closing the access holes needed for the install. Whether it's the alarm company or another contractor who closes these holes, nobody is doing this part of the job for free. There's just too much work involved. So, does this mean that the job's not worth doing? Of course not. This is where a wireless system fits in perfectly. With a wireless system, the installer can pre-program the system before he gets to your home. Arrive at your location, install the contacts, smoke detectors, and carbon monoxide detectors in their planned location. Install the control panel in a secure location in the home. Completely test the system. Train the homeowner on how to use the system. And be done with the job all in under a day. Now, if you're doing major renovations in your home and the walls are open and you have an unfinished basement at the time of those renovations, or if you're building a new home, then a wired system is the way to go. But remember, the time to get the alarm installer in to run the wire is before the contractor closes the walls. If the walls are already closed, you've missed your window of opportunity. This concludes our discussion on wired versus wireless alarm systems. I'm Mark McElroy from Patriot Electronic Security Systems. For more information on who we are and what we do, please visit us at our website, www.patriotsecuritysystems.com. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.